by Ronnie O'Sullivan. You took us on a roller coaster there, winning the opening 3 frames. Then we lost you for a bit. What happened out there?
I'm just technically all over the gaff, really. Just out of desperation, I start to play all right. But once it's sort of just going through the motions and just plodding away, I'm just awful. So yeah, but I'm just steering the ball. You know, I'm just trying to guide the ball in. I'm twitching them in. I'm doing all sorts. And in the last 2 frames, I thought, just commit. You know, and a lot of the shots out there, I thought I'm hitting this wrong, but I just had to commit, because if you can commit and just get on a committing buzz, then sort of that's the way you need to play. You know, he was the first snooker player to have shown us how to do that. You know, all the old boys was, you know, he'd come along, bang, 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 and that's what you need to do. But I was like guiding him in, and it just becomes really awful, you know, after a while. It was
fascinating watching. A fascinating match, well, a very entertaining match to watch. I'm sure you didn't really like the second half of it, but you're up sort of
any of it, to be honest with you.
Thinking back, you were sort of like really seemed to be in the zone from not, you might not have thought so, but then you had a bit of problem with the tip, and you had a blue, and you missed.
Looking for problems, isn't it? I suppose
really?
When playing well, you don't notice things like that.
Yeah.
You know, when you start to struggle, you start to go, what's that? You know, just things start to play in your mind, maybe. You know.
But you must. I mean, I know you've been through this many times before, and you know you're capable. But it's always nice to reassert the fact that when asked the question, you can produce.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think I was just so frustrated and so disappointed with how I played that I didn't even feel any pressure, to be honest with you, because it was like there was nothing to feel nervous about. You know, I deserved to lose. He was playing the better snooker towards the business end of the match, so there really wasn't any pressure on me.
What about that shot? That shot in the last frame. Sean Murphy criticised Zhou Yulong's. Do you think this was the right shot to play? Could he have played it into the corner instead of leaving you a long red?
Played what into the corner? The white.
Well, the white ball into the corner.
Possibly, and even just the in off, you know,
yeah.
You know, playing the corner, and if you go in off, yeah,
it's
maybe, but the table was rolling off yesterday, so you just don't know what to do sometimes out there, you know.
There was a lovely red to knock into the yellow pocket.
The first one,
yeah,
and I felt like the last 2 frames I was just committed, and then I was just sort of like getting through the ball, and I was getting the right amount of spin, and I was getting on balls, you know, whereas it was all over the gaff.
But you said it was all over the gaff, but at the beginning you played really well. I mean, you started with a 1-2-5 and you looked totally in control. So what was it?
There was a lot of dodgy shots in there as well. I was like the cue balls. I did. There was a few I got lucky. I potted the red, went into the pack, kissed the blue. You know, it's because I was out of position. When you're in position, you just ding, 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 ding. It's like easy game, but I was, you know.
There's a lot of players would like to be as all over the gaff as you've just shown there today. But that is the level you've sort of put yourself up for.
Because it's hard to assess your level. You can only go by how you're cueing, you know. And when you're cueing well, you just feel like you've got like loads of gears to just play around with. You don't necessarily need to get in top gear, and you're just cruising along. But out there, I just thought, oh, it's really nerve-wracking as well when you've got a crowd watching you playing on TV, and just like Steve was saying, you know, the crowd are expecting just to do something, so you kind of feel like an obligation that you've got to go out there and perform, and when you're not, you know, you feel like it gets on a bit of pressure, you know.
Yeah, of course, there is pressure. I mean, did that help you, though, in the final frame? Because when it went into the decider, we heard the roar of the crowd. They were all there for you.
No, that didn't help me. In some ways,
Puts more pressure.
Harder, yeah, you know, yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough thing that people. Yeah.
You assume the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, I remember sort of sometimes when I played Alex Higgins or Jimmy White, and sort of, you know, then I'd get in the better. Like the people with the crowd be going, "Come on, Jim, come on, Alex," and I was thinking that's not. You don't really want to hear those things. You don't want too many people saying, "Come on, Ronnie, come on, Alex." You know.
So what do you do now then to reset before you head into the semi-final? What will get you back?
I've had a result winning one match here, you know, so to get into the semis, like I went like to my mate yesterday, I said, like, we've done amazing so far, we've made the quarters, you know, I was over the moon. So yeah, pleased to be in the semis, but you know, you go through all sorts of emotions. I start thinking, I'm really hard on myself for my age, you know, you feel quite old out there now, you know, playing, and I start thinking, should I go and play Chinese 8-ball pool? I like being in China, but I just got to see if my sponsors are cool with it. If they're all right with it, then it's an easier gig for me, you know what I mean? Because smaller table, the players are not as good. You can like get away with sort of, you know, you bring a snooker skill to pool, you're ahead of the game straight away, you know, because this is technically the hardest sport.
But don't leave us too soon.
No, but what I'm saying is you get to a point where you just think, like, I don't want to become like sad case out there, you know, you're looking at him thinking, oh, he's too done, mate, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, you see that with older players and you think,
I don't think anyone sees that of you.
No, but it's going to come at some point, you know. I don't want it to happen. I'd rather, you know, hit it at the right time, and you know, I still love playing, you know, whether pool, billiards. I just love all cue sports. You just sometimes you think like, you know, it's making the right decision at the right time. But I love the game. I love snooker, and I'd always play snooker. But when you're out there playing these young guys, they're really hungry. And I've got another one tomorrow, same for five. He's really up for it, you know. So it just doesn't stop, you know. If I was playing Steve and I'd be feeling great, you know.
Oh,
but I'm playing like these kids, like grandchildren to me, you know. It's tough. It's tough. You think at some point it's done and dusted, and I don't want to be going on, you know, too long, you know, and flogging a dead horse, you know.
Well, as you just mentioned, it's by the way your 11th semi-final here, so that's massive. It's huge. It's massive. It's a big achievement though. But as you mentioned, you're playing against Hussein Vafai.
Yeah.
What are you expecting of that one? Because he's playing some good stuff.
Listen, he's playing great, and I was seeing the breaks he was knocking in yesterday. I think he's a fantastic player, you know, he really is, and he's got that, you know, that killer instinct as well. He wants to do well, he wants to win, he's not scared of anyone, he goes out there, attacks the game, and that's an unbelievable win today. You know, anyone that's beaten Ander at the moment, that's a proper win. You know,
He's come from nowhere, hasn't he?
Well, he's always been a good player, he's just kind of starting to get the results, but I've played him twice this year, 3 times in the last 2 years, and honestly he's played unbelievable snooker against me, so that's no fluke what he's been doing, and so that's a great win for Hussein. So I'm going to have to play really well, because he's scoring heavy, you know.
So what would it mean to go all the way and win an eighth UK championship?
Forget an eighth, you'll be going, what's it like to go for a ninth? Of
course.
It's just never,
Of course,
that's
we'll
what
be
I'm saying,
back
it's just never ending, is it? And it's sort of, I just want to have fun, you know, I want to enjoy it. That was hard work for me out there today, you know. I felt a bit embarrassed, to be honest, at times. I felt a little bit like, you know, I was missing so many bad balls, you know, like, and you think, wow, wow, what's going on here?
Well,
how do I correct that? You know, where do I start? You know, and it's. But I was pleased I was managed to turn it around. But I don't know. What do I do, Steve? Give me
Ask
some
the guru
advice.
over here.
Well, just play like the last 2 frames all the time. That'll
All
do.
the time, yeah.
Try that one.
Can I
That
have
was
it
good.
in writing in the
Good
contract? But
advice.
that's.
Well, finally, before we let you go, Chinese or Italian tonight? What are you going for? I'm talking about food, by the way.
Yeah. I'm going to cook round my flat tonight.
Oh,
so it's
good
lamb chops.
one.
Lamb chops.
Lamb chops. Well, enjoy them.